Hello, my name is Tony Berard. I haven't done a video in a little bit because I've been really tired. I work 3 jobs, so your support would be appreciated. If you buy some games and some of my books, I've talked about them on these videos. Anyway, this coronavirus outbreak has really gotten me strapped too for time. So, but I'm alive, and I do send out my great, I don't know what the word would be. I don't want to say condolences because that sounds like somebody died, but some people have died from this coronavirus outbreak, but some people just are sick, and so I wish them a speedy recovery and all that. There have been a number of large chess events in the United States that have been canceled, and Rajdabov, he was one of the candidates, and he wanted to have the event postponed, and FIDE just kicked him out of the tournament and replaced him with Maxime Bashir-Lagrave, and Lagrave was happily accepting of it because he didn't want to wait 2 more years to be in the candidates tournament in the next 2 years. So anyway, so now that all this outbreak is continuing around the world and these chess events are being canceled, Rajdabov is looking like a genius now. So and I guess his main beef was that Wang Hao, another candidate, was not going to be quarantining himself, and Rajdabov was worried about that. So Ding Liren agreed to go under quarantine, but not Wang Hao, according to whatever I read on the internet about Rajdabov's statement. So, but anyway, it looks like the candidates tournament is going to press on. So games with face-to-face contact are here to stay. Just with large gatherings, apparently not. Alright, so today we're going to talk about Dice Chess 9. This is the 3rd game in the trilogy. I've already discussed Dice Chess 8 and Dice Chess 10. So this game is Dice Chess 9. This is a little bit of a tribute to the game of Shogi. Shogi is the Japanese form of chess. It's played on a 9x9 grid. In my book, The Flaws, Death, and Successor to Chess, Tines and Barbs, I discuss Shogi at some length. Not very lengthy, but a little bit. I talk about it. And in that game, they have a rule called the drop rule. And so, Dice Chess is getting a drop rule. And so we're going to discuss the game. I'm probably not going to get very much into a game itself. I'll need a few videos for that. But at least you'll see, the mechanics of this game, Dice Chess 9. All right. On that note, I'm getting up to come over here to the board that I wrote on. This is the turn scale for Dice Chess 9. Increment and decrement are 1 point each, just like in Dice Chess 8 and Dice Chess 10. Capture is 2 points, and that's just like Dice Chess 8 and Dice Chess 10. Relocate, that was a new feature from Dice Chess 10. That is retained in this game because we have the Immortal Guardians again. And move is 3 points, just like in the previous 2 games. But the new rule for Dice Chess 9 is drop, and that's 3 points. So, yes, you can drop 2 pieces in a single turn, unlike Shogi, where you can only drop 1 piece. So, the excitement mounts. So, that's the turn scale. And so, this is the board that you get. I guess I need to come up here, get it out of the light. So we have the files A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. And the files, or the ranks rather, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So for example, this white square here would be B9. B9. This dark square here would be F4. Okay? And I haven't even taken these out of the bag yet from you, as you get them from the Game Crafter site. So, also, this board is a thicker board. I talked about the thickness of the board from fighting checkers, and then when I had the dice chess boards, they were much thinner. I thought they had changed the card stock. But now that I've made Dice Chess 9 here, this is a thick board again. And I realized these thick boards, they're like $6.75 each from the Game Crafter site. And the thin boards are like $1.90 or something. So anyway, right now, if you go on the Game Crafter site and get this game, it's going to have this thick one on it. It's going to be a little more expensive. But I'm going to get this board out of there and put a thin one in there to try to bring down the price, because not selling. I haven't sold any board games, and I think it's because the pricing is too high. So I'm doing everything I can to drop these prices, and I've reduced my profit down to $1 on all the board games because I know that they're expensive. So I'm going to make almost nothing for each board game, which means the Game Crafter is making all the money. But anyway, such is life. Alright, so in shogi, there's a row of pawns in this third row, and you get a piece, I think here, possibly here, and possibly here or here. There's only 2 pieces on the second rank. I'm going to assume it's here on the dark squares. I don't know for sure. So it could be here though, on this square. I don't know. I should probably look that up before I say what it is here, but I suppose it doesn't matter. And then you get a row of your big pieces here, and your king is in the center. Alright, so let's set up white's pieces. White's going to get a row of 1s here. Why 1s? Because if it was 2s, and you advance 2, you're already in enemy territory. So it can't be 2s. Logic dictates that they're 1s. Sometimes the inventing, I don't get to decide. Other factors decide for me. I wrote an article some years ago when I was a much, much younger man than I am now, and I called it Choice, Call-Its, and Forcings. So if you have choice, then you have to call it and stand by your decision. And if you don't have any choices, then you're forced. So that was that article. Choice, call it, and forcings. So I was trying to describe the creative process back in the day, even as a young man. And I'm still at it all these many years later. And so, but someday maybe somebody might think I know what I'm talking about, and we'll see. I do know what I'm talking about, so make no mistake about that. Alright, so because we get the Immortal Guardians here and here, or possibly here and here, I'll just leave the video to decide it later. It's either going to be here or here. Here or here. I guess I wasn't showing where my finger was. Alright, so the maximum... okay, so you get men in this game, and you get horses. So the horses are going to go 8, 7, 6, 5. Just like that. So we put the horses... Well, I know it's here somewhere. There's 8. And then 7. 6. And 5. 5. 6. Almost sounds like Sesame Street, doesn't it? Today's show is brought to you by the number 8 and the letter B. And then, so 8, 7. This is riveting video here, isn't it? But I gave some interesting backstory a little bit. Oh, I wrote a book about my first board game, Tines and Barbs. Not a book, a paper. I began it before I got to college, but I couldn't continue it because I was in college. And then somewhere along the line, I was in a college course for... oh, wow, look at this. I was looking for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. This has 2 sets of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is a misprint. That is strange to me. Wow. But I got more. And I assume that that was a misselect. So I'll take one of these from Dice Chess 10. So it's the same piece. Huh, that's weird, a double print. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can't use 1, 2, 3, 4 because it needs to be, I was looking for a 5 and I'm like, where is it? I can't find it. It's, yeah, you can't even tell the difference like that. Well, I guess these numbers are a little bigger. Look at the 2. So you can tell, I guess it is a little bit bigger. The triangle's bigger and the 2's bigger. So yeah, they misselected this. That's interesting. Well, they won't misselect it for other ones, so it should be all right. So 8, 7, 6, 8, 8, 7, 6, 7, and 8. Where are you? 8. There you are. A 1. We're almost there, folks. Another 1. Yeah. It's taking me all video long. I would have set this up much faster, but 1, I was talking, and 2, alright, so we're going to say here, the 3rd one in for now, but that may change. I'm going to have to look to see where Shogi puts its 2 pieces, because that's where it's going to be, wherever Shogi puts it. There'll be 3s, but if Shogi puts it here on the 2nd one, then it's going to go there. Yeah, I don't know which one it is, but I'll have to look that up. Well, it is wherever Shogi puts it. That's where it's going to be, because this game is going to be something of a tribute to Shogi. But we're going to put them there. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to say it's there. And for now, that's where it will be. Okay. So now I need to stand. So here's the initial setup for Dice Chess 8. No, Dice Chess 9. So you get your men, and you get 2 Immortal Guardians, and you get your horses, and you get your, not a Grand Barb, that's Tines and Barbs. This is a King Cube. So your King Cube. And then a row of 1s, the Immortal Guardians, and the horses, and the King Cube. Just like that. All right. And so we're going to begin a game. Probably won't get too far, but we're going to be using this turn scale. And there's a few protocols too that are going to come up. So I'm just going to make some moves. So white only gets 3 points on the first turn. So let's say white does that. Then black gets to do this. 1, 2. That's 6 points. Now it's white's turn. 1, 2. No, can't do that. So 1, 2. Oh, I can talk about this now. There's still 2 ways to unlock the Immortal Guardians. The Immortal Guardians are confined to your half of the board. But this 5th line, 5th rank, belongs to both players. And so, if you get your King Cube to the 5th rank, then you unlock your Immortal Guardians to have access to the full board. Your Immortal Guardians can only get up to the 5th rank. They can include the 5th rank also, but not the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. That belongs to the opponent. Similarly, Black's Immortal Guardians cannot get to its 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th ranks. 5th rank is okay. So if you get to the 5th rank, if you get your King Cube to the 5th rank because it belongs to both players, then that unlocks it. So, and before you unlock it, your Immortal Guardians can get up to the 5th rank, but not beyond. After you unlock it, then they have access to the full board. All right. So that's one of the rules. And so let's continue on. So now it's clearly Black's turn. So let's say Black does that and that. Now it's White's turn. Let's say White increments to a 2. Almost lost it there. Didn't want it to crash into the pieces below. So let's say White does that. And a move. So that's 4 points. Let's say we move a horse. So now it's Black's turn. All right, so let's say Black increments to a 2. There it is, 2. So Black increments to a 2 and then captures this horse. And so off to the side here, we put it away from the board to signify that this is not available yet. And so this will only become available if White captures a Black piece. So, but we got one right here. So let's say Black captures there. So now there's a match that's been made. So now these pieces move to the side of the board. These pieces are available to be dropped. So if there's pieces out here without a match, then, well, if they all belong to White, let's say, if Black is clobbering White and White has pieces out here without a match, White cannot drop these pieces back into the game as White's own. No, they stay out here unmatched until White captures some of Black pieces. When a Black piece is captured, then they'll come to the board as a pair, a Black piece and a White piece pair, and they'll stay at the edge of the board. Both of those are available for play. And so on a subsequent turn, if White wants to, White can drop them into the game. And the rule is you have to drop the piece, you have to set the power rank to your piece of the rank that you're setting it at. So yes, you can drop it into the opponent's territory. So like now it's White's turn. No, White just captured that. So now it's Black's turn. Black can drop this into the game now because it's available. It's next to the board. And so if Black drops it on this rank, it has to be a 1. But all these are filled, so Black cannot drop it there. But on rank 2, there's some spaces, so Black could drop it in there as a 2. If Black wanted to, Black could drop it there. Now that 2 would be available for play, even for another move, if black wanted. If black drops it on these spaces, then it would have to be set to a 3. You must set it to the power level of the rank that it's on, just so that there's no confusion. It has to be set to that. So, because this is a D6, the farthest into the white camp that black could put this is as a 6 on the 6th rank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, if black wanted to, black could put it there. That would be quite foolish because it would be captured immediately. But nonetheless, it could be done. I'm only discussing, the rules, not how to play awesomely. And so that's the drop rule. And the Immortal Guardians have been explained now. So it's black's turn. So let's say black does this and then this. So 1, 2 moves with the Grand Barb. So if black wants to get to the 5th rank and then back, that would unlock the Immortal Guardians. So white does this. And let's see if, he can't even go here temporarily because this could turn into a 2. So black is stifled from that strategy. There's enough white pieces here to prevent black from trying that, because white will capture the black king cube. So black must do something else. So let's say black does this and this. We're going to put some fortifications around the king, apparently. So now it's white's turn. So let's say white does this. 1. And we'll get some Immortal Guardian movement there. All right. Oh, the other rule is white or black could turn this into a 2 and not capture this, but relocate it into the black camp. And if that were done, then that would unlock the Immortal Guardians for white. So there's 2 ways you can unlock the Immortal Guardians. One is by getting your king cube into enemy territory, which in this game is rank 5, because that belongs to both players. That unlocks the full board for the Immortal Guardians. Or if your opponent locates one of your Immortal Guardians to his own territory, which can include rank 5. All right, so I'm in a choice, call it enforcings mode right now, because I hadn't actually formalized the rules of this game. I hadn't even thought of it, but it's possible from this position here as a 3 for white to have moved it to here. And because it's an Immortal Guardian, it can't be captured, so everything is okay. It will stay on the board. And let's say it's black's turn now. So black will capture this and relocate this. And while you're relocating it, you can set it to any power level you like. If black relocates this, where's the 8? There it is. If black relocates this to rank 5, like so, that belongs to both players. And so that unlocks the Immortal Guardians. So if you want to not unlock the Immortal Guardians of your opponent, you have to put it in the 4th rank or back. If you put it on the 5th rank, because that belongs to both players, even though it already was put there by the other player, if you unlock the Immortal Guardians of your opponent by putting it on the 5th rank, that's your decision. But if you do it there on the 5th rank, then you did unlock your opponent's Immortal Guardians. So it would be better to put it there and not unlock the opponent's Immortal Guardians. Why do that? So now it's White's turn. So that was foolish of Black's parts for two reasons. Well, it wasn't foolish because Black put it there, but Black does lose a piece. Capture, and we'll decrement this to a 5. Where was this? I must have put it here. I don't remember. Well, anyway. Yeah, I'm not even sure what happened. I'll have to rerun the video. Oh, it was here. Captured here. Black's piece here. So why was I messing with that? I don't even know. That was a 6, I guess. Losing it. Well. So anyway, this would go off to the side because there's not a matching thing. And until Black captures a White's piece, then it won't come to the edge of the board. And so I'm down to my last minute or two here. So it's you can drop 2 pieces on the board, and you can drop, like, one of the rules of shogi is you cannot drop if it would cause a checkmate. You can't drop the piece there. You'd have to drop it somewhere else. Well, in this game, you can checkmate your opponent with drops. The reason I put the rule where you have to match the power rank to the rank that you're dropping onto is the farther you go into enemy territory, it's weaker and weaker because its power rank is higher and higher. So, you know, so you can checkmate your opponent. If your opponent is so uncaring of his king cube as to allow a double drop to checkmate him with high level pieces, because it's going to be a low rank, high mobility drops. If that player allows that, then that stands. All right, that should do it. Go to www.thegamecrafter.com and get your copy of Dice Chess 9. I made it available. You should be able to find it. All right, have a great day and stay safe out there. The coronavirus is no joke.